Looking to buy a home? Looking to save money on your closing costs? We know the people for you.
That's right, guys, and that's going to be Kirsten Ballew out of Montrose, Colorado. The NMLS number is down in the show notes down below. Click on that link, guys, and you are going to save $500 off your closing costs.
Colorado and Florida, check it out. We love you.
We'll have this discussion.
Discussion? What discussion?
This is a discussion combustion.
Coming to you from Denver, Colorado, this is Discussion Combustion Podcast with your hosts, Kevin Batstone and Arthur Raw.
Well, hot damn, John, thanks for bringing me this tall boy, man.
Well,
You know,
yeah.
I think you're looking at it efficiently, and I'm just looking at, like, quality over quantity, right?
I like less trips.
Yes.
So, you know, the more that we can sit here, I wish, even when I'm not drinking beer like this, I wish I could get, like, Bubblies or LaCroix. I want, like, a 40 of LaCroix. Because I'm not a sipper, I'm a gulper.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Like-
how I am with LaCroix, and they don't make much other than 12 ounces.
No, and so like I'm having to make trips, and it's like wildly inefficient. Give me a 40 of a LaCroix.
I'm in.
Yeah,
Does LaCroix really not make a 40?
no,
Well-
it should. Bubbly has
Yeah.
ones that are almost this size.
They're the 16 ounces.
So this is like the stovepipe from Dale's Pale Ale, 19.2 ounces, and it's delicious. But Bubbly is close to this. It's like 16s.
Yeah.
They even make 20-ounce sodas, but they don't do 20-ounce just sparkling waters, and they need to.
Have you tried the sparkling ice? Like they're a little bit sweeter.
Oh, yeah,
they're
I
in
don't
that
care.
skinny like plastic bottle.
Well, yeah, and there's calories in them too, right?
Not very much though.
Okay,
I
well-
think it's like 10.
It's not for me. So like, okay, Kev, I think of you as having the spirit of the South in you in some ways.
That's terrific because I'm from New England.
I know that. Well, New England is in many ways the South of the North.
Oh, there we go. He's kind of right.
But I don't even remember where I was going with this now.
He has the South in him.
Yeah, no, and I can't remember. It's gone now. Like it's literally gone.
It's like my favorite guy down in Parker, Colorado. There, old Big Jim. Put the South in your mouth. If you haven't been down to Big Jim's barbecue in Parker, Colorado, that place is fantastic. He's been there forever.
He makes the entirety of Parker Road smell sweet.
Oh yeah, you see the
Okay.
smoke bellowing across
Yeah.
South Parker Road there. He's been there for like 30 years.
So I'm a city boy, so I don't make it like out to, because Parker's like kind of a far ring suburb here. Mm-hmm. So getting out that way is sometimes challenging for me because
Yeah.
I'm contained within the city my entire life. My kid's school's 7 blocks. My wife works not far. I work from home. So like I'll put 4,000 miles on my car in a year.
That's nice though.
It's
Get
killer.
that longevity on that vehicle.
Oh yeah, that's a 2007 that I drive.
Acura?
Yeah,
Looks
I mean,
nice.
The Acras are Acrat.
Acura?
Yeah, they Acrat. they good.
I always forget what it's like to talk to you, Art.
Hey, I'll tell you this right now. I will always surprise you, John.
Oh, dude. So I've been working with a health coach, and we have these sessions like once a week. And she goes, I literally never know what's going to come out of your mouth next.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, dude, this is why we get along, though. Because we all have this sort of like skewed view of the world and interesting ways of talking about it, which I really like. And that's why I like you guys. That's why I'm happy to be back. Thank you for having me back.
It's good to see you again,
Oh,
man.
man, it's such an honor. Look, John, you know that we love you so much. You were one of our biggest inspirations. We talk about this every single time John comes on.
And even in between, when John's not on,
Yeah,
we still
well,
talk
even
about
when
it.
you're not on. So cheers to that, man. And,
Yeah,
and thank
absolutely.
you for being a pillar in Denver and creating this awesome platform, John of All Trades podcast. We got Jon Ekstrom from John of All Trades podcast in here. And we've always looked up to your craft, man, and how you get it in.
Well, dude, so the feeling goes both ways here because you guys have succeeded much faster than I have in anything I've ever done. Like the listenership that you've built here, the community that you guys have built is amazing. It's remarkable. And
Thank you.
I've never, like, so your words land with me and they mean a ton to me. But I say it with a caveat because I've never found an audience like you guys have. And it's because you have natural chemistry. It's because you're real. Like you come on here and you guys just let it fly. And not everyone's willing to do that. Art, you got somewhere to be?
I'm a very busy man.
How long have we been podcasting? You don't remember to put "Do Not Disturb" on?
Nobody heard that. You guys just blew up my spot for no reason. I wasn't even picked up on the mics.
There's gonna be a lot of shit talking today.
Yeah, it happens. It's all right. Well, we can all take it though.
That's
Yes.
true.
So.
and piggybacking on what you're saying, John, thinking back, I still remember pulling up to your house shortly after. I think we were about 17 episodes into our show.
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah.
were so new, and we were so excited to have this opportunity to go on John of All Trades. And again, shout out Paul Caroli. I know we've talked about this just about every single time you've been on, but we met those guys back when it was House of Pod, and he's like, "You got to get in touch with John." And we did, man. We were so pumped for that opportunity, and I just remember leaving there feeling super inspired.
That's awesome.
And hearing that episode drop just like reiterated. We got to keep moving. We got to keep it pumping. And then you came on our show that first time, back in the basement, the old days,
yeah.
still audio.
I signed the wall, yeah.
Signed the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been in our wheelhouse for a minute, bro.
Well, dude, okay, so you guys have been on my show at least twice.
Yes.
This is what, number 4?
I think it's 4 for you.
This is number 4 for you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then, like, the thing that I like, too, is we immediately got the vibe, right? And so it's like we send guests back and forth.
Yes.
So, like, Spirit Forest.
Epic.
Had her on my show. She's been on here a bunch.
We love Tammy.
You sent me Molly.
Molly Smith.
Molly
epic.
Smith is awesome. I sent you guys, like, Chad Hattersbeck. And
was
Mike,
awesome.
Mike Trainer, fantastic.
Yeah.
We have his record in the studio.
Oh, that's fat, dude. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
And
got
they're
it
playing
in.
soon, I think. Like, and then the episode I loved most that you guys did was Avi Bulow.
Oh,
Avi's
Avi.
amazing.
Oh man, he
That
got
was
us,
our longest episode ever.
and he got us.
Really?
He got us loose on that.
We
He
got
us
hammered
loose.
on that episode.
Dude.
Not quite as bad as episode 100, but Avi, we went like 2.5 hours with him.
Yeah, I remember that. So have you been down to his shop? Have you been down to his
I haven't been to
shop?
Bulow Jewelers yet.
Okay. When you get down there, Avi's got a whole, like, I don't know, table. It's probably about this size. Half of it is different whiskey bottles and, like, scotch and all this stuff.
He loves his high-end whiskeys.
Oh, God. And he'll talk your ear off about it, too.
Yeah.
But you're sitting there and you're looking at jewelry and you go, damn, that might be good. And you go, Avi, you son of a bitch. Like, I get it now. Like, your whole business model makes sense to me. But you can't not fall in love with that guy.
He's
when
amazing.
You talk to him.
He's amazing. And here, check this out, John, if you knew this. So our receptionist, Noelle, who's tremendous, is neighbors with Avi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she knows him personally.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Small
mean-
world.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Well, dude, okay, so Denver, I've been doing PR in this town now for more than 15 years. My whole guiding ethos is work hard and be nice to people. Because you're going to crisscross with people much more than you ever even think. And so as long as people view you as someone who works hard and you're nice to work with, shit, it's going to come back to you in ways you never, ever expect. That's why, like, it's too expensive to be a prick.
I can
So,
see that.
That's a good way to word
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah, it's a great way to word it.
Yeah, like if you want to be a prick and you want to be difficult and you want to be a fucking diva and have ego about you, fine, you can do that, but it comes at a cost.
It does.
It comes at a high cost.
Everything has a cost.
Oh yeah.
You know, even friendships, it's a cost of time, and even though it's the time that you're spending is valuable and loved, you're still spending time. Everything has a cost, positive and negative, and so it's like you have to like invest in things, and it will come back. You know, it comes back in different ways, and that's what's so interesting about life. My last almost 24 months has been quite a journey, and being consistent and spending time trying to do the right things, even if you don't want to do the right thing for the right reason, even if it's the hard thing to do, you know, like being nice to people and courteous to people, even if you disagree with them. You know, sometimes we have to check ourselves and really respect others, because it's important. It's important even if you disagree, you know. So I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
On a deep level.
Well, Art, what you're talking about is value. It's a value proposition. How are you spending your time? Is it good value? Is it added value, or is it subtracting value? So you want to be in the plus value column as much as you possibly can. It's not the easiest thing to do because there's always shit to do. There's always headaches. Like I was telling you guys, I had a fucking day, man.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot of windshield time today, a lot of frustration, a lot of bullshit going on. But as soon as I got here, you guys pop out of the front and you're just like,
What's up?
and I'm like, shit, okay, here we go.
It's time to
Like-
let loose a little
like
bit,
it's
man.
and in many ways,
Yes.
when you guys get behind the mics, I feel like I'm at home. Like when we're here, when we're doing this, I'm at home. I always say when we're doing the interview, that's my favorite part. It's my favorite part of John of All Trades.
My
Yes.
favorite part.
This is no,
No, this is the best part.
This is the best part.
We still have a soundbite of John saying that on, I can't remember what episode it was, But yeah,
Shit, I'm starting to repeat myself. That's
no,
so good.
but we're in the same boat because this is the best part.
Yeah, it's so,
all
it's
the
so
bullshit
fun.
and the editing and the stuff that we do to promote it. We all know what that takes.
Yeah.
But you're right. When the three of us get together and sit around these mics, it flows. And we've done this a long time. 6 episodes combined with your show and ours.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a lot of time together.
that's a lot. And you still bring me beer, so we must be doing okay.
Oh, yeah, dude. Well, like, it's bad luck to show up empty-handed to anywhere. So show up with gifts like, here you go. I know you like Bud Light. I brought you guys different beers once upon a time. And I'm like, no, Bud Light is Kev's wheelhouse.
It is.
And so,
And
like,
I just drink what he drinks. I'm like, whatever, I don't care.
hey, that works too. The thing for me is that part of your life is solved, man.
Yeah.
Like, and in many ways, I'm jealous because for a long time I was chasing craft. This is my all-time favorite beer. Another ad.
Those are good.
It's
Dale's
delicious,
Pale Ale.
though.
It's
I do like a Dale's Pale Ale.
But for a long time, I was chasing whatever was new, whatever was good, whatever was hot. Like, and we used to go to breweries every single weekend. We're getting a little older, so I can't like drink beer as frequently as I used to, just because my body doesn't snap back the way it did once upon a time.
Yeah.
But dude, if Bud Light is your favorite beer and that speaks to you, that part of your life is just solved, right? Because you love it and it's fucking everywhere,
Yes.
right? It's just everywhere, and you go, I know what I'm having. And I go, shit. Damn, that's one less layer of complexity Kev has to deal with.
I never thought of it that way, John. Because now that you mention it, like when I walk into places that I get recognized, they're like Bud Light. They don't even ask. They just, here you go. There's no question about it. Do you want to try something different? No, we know Kev wants Bud Light. Mm-hmm. I'm a simple man. I like to stick to what I know.
So usually when I go out, I'll get a banquet bottle though.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's usually I like that. I like that.
See, but you
stub
guys are
bottle.
Colorado guys.
You want,
That makes
You
sense.
want to pound on that?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
of course.
my man.
I mean, that's Colorado. I mean, granted, Anheuser-Busch is St. Louis.
Yeah.
I'm a New England guy, so it doesn't really make sense. But it's just easy, good old.
Well, you're not like Peter King drinking Allagash White, which you could be. I almost got you with that one.
Almost.
That was close. But Anheuser-Busch is also Colorado because they got a brewery
In
up
Fort Collins.
Yeah, just north of Fort Collins, and the Clydesdales are there.
Yes, that's true.
So like when you go up there, you can go do that tour, and you can look at the Clydesdales, and you get a free and they got a shitload of stuff under their portfolio now.
They do.
But so I grew up in Golden, and so yeah, Golden. I mean, Banquet, nothing better. I got Banquet in my fridge at home right now. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic. I love Banquet, so I'm with you.
Classic Colorado
It
beer.
has to be the stub bottle though.
Oh yeah,
Like out of the can, yeah, that's all right. But like when
It's
it's
fine.
when it's out the bottle, that little stub bottle.
there's something about the bottle conditioning on
So
both that
I,
and
I
Coors
knew
Light.
somebody who worked at that facility for a little bit, and the engineering behind those bottles. And
Yeah.
apparently, those bottles are harder to produce than your typical long neck bottle.
Makes sense.
And the abnormalities, is that right?
Abnormalities?
Abnormalities that would happen on the production and how it would mess everything up. And like, it was interesting to hear about the stub bottle prophecy and why it was difficult.
Prophecy that was foretold in these tablets many eons ago. One of my old neighbors was he still works for Coors, and so he's like a rep, or like a distributor or whatever. He has accounts that he goes and talks to.
Yeah.
He said back when it was called Coors Original and it was in the long necks, couldn't sell shit. Like it wasn't
Really?
Didn't sell anything. You rebrand it, you change it to Banquet, and you put it in that like little stubby bottle. He's like, shit's flying off the shelves now.
Yeah.
He's like, it's amazing what a difference in packaging will do.
It does.
And that's why
it
they're
makes
always
a difference.
That's why they're always refreshing the brands, and the labels and the way they market it. I don't know if you guys knew this because I'm in the liquor biz, so I kind of get some of the behind the scenes information. So Sazerac is one of the biggest, Fireball 99. They have a big portfolio. Budweiser just bought them. They picked them up. They
Really?
merged with Eagle Rock, which is Eagle Rock is a distributor for Bud, going back to Anheuser-Busch. And now in their portfolio, they're not just beer guys now. They're also pushing Fireball and 99, which is massive because Fireball is the #1 selling flavored whiskey in the world.
Do you guys like Fireball?
No.
Me either.
Jim
It's
Beam.
disgusting.
Beam?
Yep.
Wow. All right.
I'm going to back Beam.
Okay. Fair enough. What's the top shelf Beam? Because like,
Top shelf Beam?
Yeah,
Probably
like-
Double Oak or Black, Beam Black.
no. I'm thinking of something else made by that same.
Well, so you got to remember, Maker's Mark is also in the Beam portfolio.
Okay.
Booker's, Baker's, Little Book. I mean, if you're going to go really high shelf, because
This sounds like you're doing an alliteration exercise. Beam, Bakers, Bookers.
yeah, those are all Beam. Those are and a lot of folks forget. Like Hornitos is also in Beam's portfolio.
Right.
They have a massive portfolio. I mean,
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, most of these companies do at this point. A lot of consolidation in the industry.
Yep.
What I've been drinking this summer a lot of is gin, actually.
Oh, what's your go-to?
Tanqueray. So
London Dry.
Yeah. I love Tanqueray. The best thing to mix it with is it's this. It's from King Soopers. It's their Simple Truth brand. The Blackberry Hibiscus soda.
Oh yeah.
So it comes in like that. It kind of looks like a Red Bull.
Yep.
Comes in that size can, but Blackberry Hibiscus with some gin. It's phenomenal. You can't beat it.
I do like a gin and soda, gin and tonic.
It's refreshing.
Usually I do gin and lime LaCroix
Oh yeah, that's good.
on the rocks.
Gin and pamplemousse LaCroix.
Pamplemousse.
Yeah, pamplemousse.
Well, grapefruit. Yeah.
Is pamplemousse a word for grapefruit?
Yeah, it's the French word for grapefruit.
Pamplemousse.
I actually didn't
pamplemousse.
know that, John.
I did not know this.
Yeah. So, do you guys still do word of the week?
Well, pamplemousse is the word of the week.
Yeah, and we haven't done that in a little bit, but yeah, this week we do
Yeah,
have a
it's
word.
pamplemousse.
Pamplemousse. So, all right, pamplemousse. What do you think it means, John?
You fucker. That was well played. Pamplemousse. I think it's a hair care product, if I'm not mistaken, Art.
Yeah,
Actually, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I believe that. Like, you're gonna have the freshest looking hair with this pamplemousse,
Smells delicious, too.
like grapefruits.
Oh,
What they say.
oh, yeah. I wonder if that's related. Maybe it is.
We're getting somewhere here, fellas.
Yeah. This is good. The booze isn't at all kicking in.
Absolutely
No,
not.
not even a little bit.
Or the
Absolutely
stress of the workday. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
when you
look-
say you ran across Hell's Half Acre,
Oh God. Yeah, dude.
John, you always have these these really elaborate one-liners that always stick with me. Like just the way you lay
Hell's
this shit.
Half Acre.
Yeah.
Like these turns of phrase.
Yeah.
A lot of it's like old timey shit. Like, because Hell's Half Acre is like an old timey phrase. But yeah, so I was running. So this is my second time today in the DTC.
Okay.
I was recording a podcast for a client. Excuse me.
Pardon.
Down by like Fiddlers.
Okay. Not far from here.
No, not far. I had to go back. Had 2 trips out to Lakewood. And then I came down here again. So like my whole day I'm on calls in the car and I'm dealing with windshield time. And most of my days, because I don't know if you guys know this, but I produce like 7 podcasts.
Yeah.
Most of it is me sitting in front of a computer, like by myself in my house with my cat next to me. So and dude, today was like 99 degrees too.
It was
It was
hot.
hot.
It was hot as fuck. And so it felt like I was driving across Hell's Half Acre. Just all day, front of the windshield, dealing with bullshit, dealing with terrible drivers.
I got flipped off on my way to work this morning.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I am not an aggressive driver. And
Maybe that's why you got flipped off.
no, and this guy, honestly, how I felt about it was I just started laughing. And I was like, man, thank God I'm not one of those type of people. Like, if you're going to allow driving conditions to affect you
Yeah.
so much that you react in that type of manner and get so aggravated over it, then you're weak, okay? So for all the people out there that are getting flipped out behind their wheels and banging their steering wheels and getting upset because people are driving, and that's weak. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and say that.
No, that's a fine take.
And you might not be weak all the time, but you're definitely having a weak moment in that period of time.
Arthur, you don't need to qualify it. Call him weak. Who gives a fuck? If I'm flipping someone off, it's usually like bemused resignation. Like some guy like wouldn't let me zipper merge. And I'm like, yeah, all right. Like it's very like this.
Okay.
Don't use that as the photo for this episode. By the way,
That's going to be great.
Oh, that's gonna be a great thumbnail.
Just now that you said not to.
no, fuck you. Don't do it. So you'll get me really flipping you off if that happens.
Like, God dang it, Arthur.
Okay, so here's a story about instead of flipping people off.
Okay.
So I was in Vegas for punk rock bowling in 2005. So it's like January 2005. I'm there with my homeboy Braden, who, shout out, we founded Mile High 100 together. He's one of my best friends. He's great. He just got engaged too, which is awesome.
Congratulations, Braden.
So, but I taught him, I don't remember who taught me this, but instead of flipping someone off, give them a thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Literally. Like,
Okay.
if someone does something you don't like, but there's risk with this, because literally, someone does something you don't like, you just look at them and you go,
Thumbs down.
they get so upset.
Oh yeah.
Literally, because it's like your dad, right? Like, I'm not mad at you, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
So don't flip them off, just be like,
Thumbs down.
and people will flip you off.
So
back.
I've been going thumbs up this whole time.
Are you doing real thumbs up or sarcastic thumbs up?
It's a sarcastic thumbs up.
I do a
That's not
sarcastic
bad.
clap.
Yeah.
I do the clap.
Dude, but keep a hand on the wheel.
I know.
Well, and that's where it gets dangerous.
Unless you're a knee driver.
Which I am.
Oh,
All right,
and
what
stick
kind of
shift?
car do you have?
Ford Focus.
Okay, and you can drive with your knee? Like, because
absolutely.
my Acura isn't set up to where I can drive with my knee.
You got
Yeah.
to position your seat different, John.
Thank you, but no, I don't.
I got them long legs, John. You know, when I'm in there clutching it and grabbing them
Oh
gears.
shit! No, you're right. I'm all torso, bro.
Yeah, I'm legs.
So
My
like,
legs are ridiculous.
so my wife and I are all torso. So like, and my poor girls, like they got short little legs. So like, when I buy pants, literally I buy the 30-inch inseam, and they're still too fucking long.
Really?
Yes, it's awful. Like literally, like my legs are short, dude. Like when we stand up, like you'll see. It's like, whoa, fuck. Like, John's waist is way down lower than I expect it to be.
I need to start checking out more.
I'm going to get a good look once we get out
Oh,
of the
yeah.
seats.
Well, plus, you know, you get to look right around the equator, and that's where all the money happens. It's like a Cribs episode, right? Like,
Yes.
every Cribs episode you ever watched, they'd go in the bedroom, it's like, this is where the magic happens. And
Yes.
you go, really?
Who was the first one to ever say that on Crips? Because they honestly
shit, who knows?
they coined a phrase and everyone else stole it.
The only good Cribs episode in retrospect is Red Man. Because it was his
Okay.
actual place.
Really?
Oh yeah, and he's like, there's a bunch of like half-eaten condiments in his fridge. His house is like a mess, and he
Oh, so
lives
he,
like,
yeah, it wasn't like. It
yeah,
wasn't
no,
perfect.
like not a bunch of rented cars in the driveway and shit.
It was like
You know, like-
it was like a normal ass like condo apartment. I remember seeing that one, and everyone's like, "Damn, that looks like my crib."
totally,
Because it's real, authentic.
yeah,
Yeah.
Or like Chris Pontius when from Jackass,
Love
who like
Chris
took.
Pies. When in his Toyota
his truck, yeah.
yeah.
I love that episode.
That
dude.
was good. He's like, well, here's where I get some sleep back here. He all pops the little lid up on his truck cap.
He's got like one He's got like one like barbell. He's like, this is where I work out, and he like stands up and busts out some curls with this barbell. It's like you only have one set of weights, don't you? Like it's gonna be hard to gain mass that way.
Yeah, Pontius is great. I love Pontius. Dale Earnhardt Jr. actually had a pretty good Cribs.
Oh, okay.
His was pretty cool. I mean, you know, I'm a big NASCAR guy, of course. So
Really?
yes,
I've never heard.
I know.
That
I know you don't
before.
know this about me, John, but
That's
you
shocking.
might not know. I love NASCAR.
Really?
I even host a podcast about it.
My word.
So Match the Gas. Tune in. But it was a good one.
Right into camera too. I love that.
He might know what he's doing some weeks.
Sometimes, John. Usually I don't.
My favorite thing in Cribs was Shaquille O'Neal's bed.
Oh, dude, where he's like, I don't want to be able to touch the sides.
Yeah, that bed was so
Yeah.
big.
It's like a double California
like
King.
You could totally do all the stretches on that bed, and like you could even that bed.
Dude, yeah, no, that bed is like a fan. That's like Josh Baskin's fantasy from the movie Big. You know,
Yes.
like this is where an adult sleeps, and you go, yeah, that's way overkill. But okay, so here's a story about Shaq. When I was in college, we're watching that Shaq episode, and my roommate Keith goes, "So how tall is Shaq? Like 9.5 feet tall?" And I go, we all look at each other. We're like, 9.5 feet tall.
That's
Dude, you're off by 2.5 feet. So 9.5 feet tall. Shaq's head would be here, and the rim would be here.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck's wrong with you, man? Like, he goes, he's like, oh, well, yeah, I guess I was wrong. Yeah, buddy, the tallest person who's ever existed, I don't think made it to 9 feet.
Wasn't I think the tallest person I think was like 7'9".
No, I think they, well,
Did
shit,
they beat? Did
maybe.
they beat 8 feet?
Fuck, we'd have to look.
Let's look.
Yeah,
Are
all
we
right.
looking?
Yeah, Kev, you can look.
Yeah, go ahead. And
I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up.
Yeah, pull it up.
Yeah,
Kev.
yeah, just world's tallest man in history.
I'm gonna say they made it over 8 feet.
I'm going to take the over on this as well.
I'm gonna say 8 feet too.
Okay.
His name is Robert Wadlow.
All right, what's your specific?
I'm going to go.
Holy shit.
I'm going to go 8'4".
So
Okay.
I was way off, guys.
Okay.
You guys are way more on track.
Okay.
What are you going?
I said
Said
8'2".
8'11".
Wow.
Jesus, so almost 9 feet tall.
Robert Wadlow. Look at this guy, guys. He's absolutely enormous.
Here, hold it up to John's camera.
Go ahead
Yeah,
and
yeah.
do
Put
the
it over my face.
Look at
Oh yeah, we've seen this guy.
Look at
I mean, I've seen him. I go
He
on
is
the internet.
enormous.
Holy crap,
Yeah.
dude! And that's like a normal sized man next to
Yes.
him, right?
Yeah, this guy's probably my height, and Robert Wadlow's 8'11".
Yeah, that's
Okay.
massive.
How tall are you, Kev?
It's about 6'1".
6'1". Okay. How
Yeah.
tall are you?
I'm right underneath the magic mark.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm not even close, man. I'm like 5'9".
Yeah.
Oh,
but
that's close though.
no, but your beard and hairstyle and the way that you dress yourself and like you have
Does that give me height?
you have NASCAR patches on your knee.
No, those aren't NASCAR patches.
Well, they look like a finish flag to
I
me.
know, but so
Wait, what? What did you say?
so like these so like these.
Oh yeah, the checker flags.
Yeah, well, so they were checkerboard because my wife and I every summer host a beer pong tournament.
I think I saw you guys doing that on social media.
Yeah.
That looked like a lot of fun.
Oh, dude, it's so good. And we were dressed as two characters from Empire Records. And so shout out to Molly Smith. I was on her show, did that age well, talking about Empire Records. And so she dressed as Liv Tyler. I dressed as the guy who played AJ, whose real name is escaping me at the moment. And he had like a checkerboard patch. Well, this, like, I couldn't find a big enough patch, so I had to get two. But now it looks like checkered flags. It looks like the way it's always drawn.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Kind of like my Mash the Gas logo.
really, what's that?
Well, if you guys haven't heard, my co-host Kevin does an awesome podcast. It's called Mash the Gas Podcast.
Yep. Shout out Jeff Davis.
Co-hosted with Jeff Davis.
Yep, from Dallas, Texas.
And it's an amazing thing that is
It's fun, man.
It's NASCAR's podcast now.
It is NASCAR's podcast.
Yes.
We're having a lot of fun with it, man.
That's awesome.
It's super cool. I love doing different projects and just kind of exploring different things. Obviously, I love racing and stuff. Eventually, Art's going to do the Raw Pod. We don't know when that's going to launch.
It will drop eventually.
But it's such a cool release from what we do here.
Yeah. So I heard you say something one time. I think you were on Left Hand Right Brain.
Shout out JD.
Yeah. So we're dropping names all over
Hell
this
yeah.
thing.
JD Lopez.
Solid lad.
Do that into camera.
I did.
Oh, good. Sorry, I'm an amateur here. But I heard you guys talking, and it was something I identified with, like, intensely. I don't listen back to the shows that I host, like, hardly ever.
Yeah.
But any show that I guest on, oh, you better believe I'm listening to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because our episode with Brandy Whalen from Hosted just dropped today.
Oh, fat. Okay.
And so we listened like the first 2 minutes. And I was like, all right, we got to get dialed in. John's coming. We don't have time
Yeah.
to listen to this right now. But it's always interesting to kind of listen to Art. Because Art and I always give each other such a hard time. Like, listen to this dumbass over here.
because you're giving me a hard time.
Bro,
You are a hard time.
you are the hardest time.
Damn right.
I got to work with this fuck every day.
Damn right I'm the hardest time.
You guys are such cute work wives.
Yeah, who is the husband and wife here? I really feel like you're the wife.
No, actually, this is a gender-neutral relationship.
Okay, you're right. We are in 2022. I don't want,
Yeah. And when it comes to everything, I mean, everyone knows I'm a power bottom. But Brandy Whalen, dude, she is a peach.
She's
Epic.
awesome.
She is
kills it.
fantastic.
So, like, I recommended you guys for that show.
You
And
did.
thank you for that.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm like, these guys will eat this up because it's a real kind of through the looking glass kind of shit where you go on there and it's called Hosted. And it's a show where she hosts talking to other podcast hosts about podcast hosting. And eventually you go,
It's hosting Inception.
it's totally hosting Inception. Where, you're just sitting there and you're going, this is really, really fun because, like, you're talking shop in a way that you don't frequently get to talk it.
Yeah.
And she, like, knows exactly how to push and ask these questions that you don't typically get asked.
Yeah. No, she was great. I mean, and she was on our program.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
2 months ago or somewhere in there, and we had a lot of fun talking to her. She had a good time sitting across the table. Because when you come into DCPC, you get the vibes. It's drinking, it's bullshitting, it's shit talking. We just like to have a good time, man.
Well, and you guys aren't, like, pedantic about it either. Like,
Pedantic.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean?
You're not, like, dogmatic.
What the fuck does dogmatic mean, John?
So,
Let's see how long we can draw this out.
you're not sanctimonious about it.
Look, I can pick up intuitively what you're saying, but I do not know the definitions of these words.
So basically, it means, like, you have this ideology that you, like, we're all about drinking, we're having fun. But some people come in here and they don't drink. But you guys don't give a shit. You're gonna have the same kind of conversation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So you're not, like, my point, Art, is that you're not pricks about the drinking aspect.
Yeah.
Like that sort of comes out, like, very early in when you talk about what this show is and how it functions, but it doesn't mean that, like, you have to come here and, like, immediately get loaded.
Correct.
Yeah. So, like, it's
However you want to come. And actually, we've had guests where they were uncomfortable with us drinking, and so we didn't drink during that episode.
That's true.
Oh, really? Cool.
Very
done that
rare.
before,
Very
yeah.
rare, but
I
we
mean,
have done that.
Yeah, we'll accommodate. It's not about. I mean, life is about having fun, but it's also about respecting others. Because when you do respect other people in a genuine fashion, there is something that comes with that, an authenticity and love and respect. And also when you do that, like your network of people that you interact with and that support you and you support back, it's a stronger network, you know.
Right.
When you bend when it's necessary to bend.
Yeah, no, I respect you as an individual. I respect your beliefs. I respect who you are. And if this makes you uncomfortable, then okay. Like, there are certain things that I suppose would be deal breakers. It's hard to imagine what those might be off the top of my head. But, like, if we need to record an episode where we ain't drinking, who gives a shit?
Sober October's coming, John.
Yeah?
I'm not excited this time, though.
Are you doing it again?
We're doing it.
Okay.
I'm going to actually complete it this time for my first time.
Yeah, or it hasn't completed. I completed every time I did it. Well, actually, I went to the 30th one month.
Okay. Well, that's pretty damn close, man.
That's a full month, I feel like.
I can't believe you sold yourself short 24
Well, look, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It was a Halloween party, and I was like, I got to drink. I think that was the night I was Joe Exotic, which was fun. When I shaved the beard into the Joe Exotic.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Epic.
And you killed that.
That was fun. Yeah. But the fact remains, Sober October, it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough this year, but I think we got to do it.
Why?
Because it is a hard challenge. Because I love to drink Bud Light.
Okay. No, but like, so there is the thrill of completing a hard challenge, but is there some deeper reason beyond that?
Because we're alcoholics and we need to check it a little bit, at least acknowledge it once out of the year.
Not sure if serious.
I mean, I don't know. We're not like dependent on
Well, no, I mean, I wouldn't say we're alcohol dependent.
We don't wake up and drink or nothing, but I'll speak for myself here.
You go ahead.
Yeah.
I drink almost every single day of the week right now. And I know long term that's not something that's sustainable for me. And little steps, right? And so if that could be a big step toward maybe forming new habits. And my favorite part about Sober October is doing things that actually go beyond that month. So you start to create a new hobby, a habit, and you do it during that month, and it does make you feel good, and then you carry it forward. Or even if it's not to the same extent, you still bring a part of that moving forward in your lifestyle.
Sure.
So it's like you know, like how you were saying, like you like to change up your looks and appearance.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of carries, like things carry on, and then you get a different flavor. You got 5 different flavors. All of a sudden, your new 6th flavor is all 5 flavors combined. You know, so you're picking up a couple little things on the road, right? And,
I get you.
And so I feel like that's my personal value and stance on like why it's a great challenge, and because it helps you look through life through different lenses, and every year, every individual changes. And we're going to look at life a little bit differently. And so the challenge is different every year, even though it's essentially doing the same thing.
Yeah, okay. No, I get that. Kev, what about you?
You know, we didn't do it last year. I don't know what the reason was, because we did it.
We tried doing September.
Oh, we were going to do, we were doing Super Sexy Sober September or something.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Despite the great alliteration.
Yeah, it didn't happen. And then we just, I enjoyed the challenge the first 3 years we did. It was a lot of fun. We did fitness and all that stuff. I feel like this is going to be the toughest year for me because I've gotten and I work in the liquor business in the daytime, and, obviously drinking on the podcast. The challenge aspect is what I like about it, and just the rhyme scheme, because people are like, well, why October? We got Oktoberfest, we got all this stuff, football, but there's always an excuse, I feel like, no matter what month.
No, that's true.
People are like, well, why not, dry January? Well, it's football playoffs,
Yeah.
How about February? People
are you
say
do
February.
it with us?
No.
John.
No.
He said that the first time we did
I know.
Sober October. He gave us a hard no.
One of these years.
But you can't. It's not up. This is our challenge. We can't expect everyone to do it with us.
No, I agree with that.
And just from a practical standpoint, I already have tickets to the Great American Beer Fest, which is October 7th. So
it's out.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. And also, it's one of those things where okay, yeah, if I'm gearing up for a challenge, I need to be prepped for it.
So 2023?
No. So you guys do what you want, but no, that this ain't my race to run. You guys draw your line on the sand. That one's not for me.
That's fair,
and that's respectable.
Yeah.
No, I respect that stance, but I also really enjoyed putting you on the spot.
Well, yeah, and dude, seriously, I have no problem saying no. And that's one thing I've instilled in my girls, too. So they are 6 and 7, and one of the things we talk about is bodily autonomy. You don't have to hug anyone you don't want to hug, even if it's grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, if you're uncomfortable, you don't want to hug someone, you don't want to give them a kiss on the cheek, whatever, you're in charge of your own body.
Yes.
And I feel like that's a message particularly useful for little girls, to where it's like, it's okay to say no.
Yes.
And like sometimes they'll be on each other. It's like, did you hear her say no? Then get off her. Like,
Absolutely.
leave her alone. No means no. And so like we're instilling that at a very young age. And so there's a lot of no's that happen in our house. And like I pay the price for that as dad sometimes.
Yes.
Just because it makes my life a little bit harder. But
well, they're practicing on you.
Yo, totally.
Yeah.
Like kids are always practicing everything on you.
Yeah.
For instance, I showed them this clip of Dan Castellaneta, who does Homer Simpson's voice. So my kids love The Simpsons. We sometimes watch it in the morning and stuff. But Dan Castellaneta was talking about the episode where U2 showed up. And so Bono walks into the studio, and Dan Castellaneta looks at him and he goes, "Hello, Bono," in Homer Simpson's voice. And Bono goes, "What the fuck?" Like, and he's blown away that Homer Simpson's voice is coming out of this, fairly like normal looking guy, right? My daughter Sloan loves that clip. It's a clip from Conan, and tries it out. Like, she's like, do I get to say this? Because it's not me saying it. I'm just quoting something. And I have to be very careful with context, because it's like, yeah, you can, but if there's other adults around, you're a little 6-year-old girl, like, understand the environment that you're in. And so, like, but they're always trying shit out like that. So, to your point.
No, I mean that's beautiful though, and
it's good to be able to say no.
It is.
First of all,
and that's great value to teach.
It is, and it's good to teach them young for sure. I mean, in this day and age, we see how all this stuff goes. My body, my choice. I'm a big believer in that. Of course, we can dig deep into that, but our body is whatever we want to do with it. That's up to us. No, yes, don't force anything on it.
And I mean, to your point, yes, I agree with you. There's a certain point where if you think about did you ever watch the show The Good Place? With
I didn't see that one.
What the hell is her name? Kristen Bell and like Ted Danson.
I don't think so.
There's a certain point where you go, what do we owe each other? And so there's a certain respect that comes with what do we owe each other and what do we owe the community. And that, I mean, that's a long philosophical debate that's gone on for time immemorial, right? But absolutely, yes. Like, it is your body. It is up to you to do with it. My mother does not care for my haircut. And that's not her choice either. So it can be everything as trivial as that, all the way to larger social issues.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. That's good encapsulating all of that for sure. And you know what? John's mom, he's got beautiful hair. I don't know your mom's name.
Diane.
That's some pretty hair.
She'll never see this.
I'm still going to put it out there.
Yeah, well, that's
she can feel this. All right,
we're putting it out into the universe.
Exactly.
Yes, fair enough.
Yes, I believe in that type of stuff.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Yeah, put that out into the ether, and hopefully it lands in the spirit with which it was intended.
Just have her get a mohawk.
Oh man,
I bet you she would have so much fun with it, and like do some colors and stuff.
Thank you.
I've never met your mother.
Clearly. Let's just say that's a long shot, Art.
Okay, well that's all I'm about. I mean, I did hit 100 yards on the Glock one time, handgun.
Okay.
Long shot. We go
that is
for
pretty
it.
impressive.
We go for it.
I will give you that, Art.
Yeah. But I got to give a shout out to Alec Kinkelman because he was the one who dialed me in on that. So
Alec Kinkelman's a super solid lad.
Shout out to our dude.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And looking forward to doing Shoot with Amy Lewis next Tuesday before. Well, this is coming out September 19th. So, guys, it's September 8th right now.
Tighten it up, Kev.
I'm sorry. I'm so used to dropping 24 hours.
No, I know. We're a little bit out over our skis for a change.
Yeah, it's a little different. We don't usually do post-dating, so just for the record, September 8th right now. Queen Elizabeth did die today, so this is going to be old news by the time y'all hear this, but pretty intense stuff, man. 96 years old.
Yeah. I don't really have any opinion on that because I don't have any like affection for the British Crown. I'm an American, right? We dumped your fucking tea in the ocean.
America.
So like, I certainly like I respect everyone who has affection for Queen Elizabeth,
of course,
and I feel for them. Like, because her career, if you call it a career, I mean, if you can call being a monarch a career, is nearly unparalleled. And she's the only British monarch most people have ever known, who are alive today, that most people have ever known. And so you go, yeah, absolutely, we should pay tribute to that. It's just not something I feel terribly deeply personally.
Yeah, I mean, everybody dies someday. You know what I'm saying?
She had quite the run, man.
And she had so many memes about her, like, living forever and stuff. Like, I wish people would make memes about me being an orca.
What?
No, and living forever. Yeah. No, if I could be meme worthy, John, then I feel like that's breaking through the surface while you're chasing a seal and you're an orca getting 10 feet in the air.
Wow. That's the first time you ever laid that on me. And that is some unreal. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that art.
You know, what you do with it is you're like, fuck, I want to orca up with you.
Well, let me get a few more of these in me, and then we'll orca up together, all right?
I love it.
How about that?
We're going to tail slap this whole motherfucking game. All right, sorry, I'm getting excited over here.
Hashtag orca tail slap.
Yes. No, but the queen has passed, and what a fortunate life she's had and an impact.
Yeah.
And I agree, though. Everybody lives, and we all pass at some point, and the impact that she's made on this world and her people is to be remembered. And so R.I.P. to Queen Elizabeth II. I'll go ahead and say that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, big change of power is coming over there, and in England, and that's just the way it goes. You know,
if the royal crown even has power anymore, largely it's ceremonial.
True.
But technically, Canada's highest ranking official is the British Crown, still to this day. Literally, you can look that up.
Okay.
So Justin Trudeau, who's the Prime Minister of Canada, had to pay heed to Queen Elizabeth. And again, that's largely ceremonial, but Canada is technically still under the rule of the British Empire.
Yes, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Huh. Isn't that interesting how, like, the whole colonization thing worked for so long? And look, okay, I'm going to talk about something a little darker right now, but the Congo conflict and how that's been going on for like 70 years, like war in the Congo, man. So wherever you're at in this world, if you're able to have an internet service and watch a podcast like this and just sit back and laugh and not worried about, just feel fortunate, because this planet is a deadly force. It's born out of magma, brimstone, and fire, and we just happen to be here.
I think it's a quote from Fight Club. On a long enough timeline, the survival rate is 0.
It's true.
So
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah. A lot of people don't get that it's satire. A lot of people will watch that the wrong way. That'd be a good one for Molly.
That would be.
Because, yeah, it's satire of, and I mean, this is a buzzword that it carries a lot of weight with it, but I mean, it's essentially like lampooning toxic masculinity. Like it's when you get hyper aggressive, when you let that part of you that is good and should thrive, when you let it get out of balance and out of control, that's what happens. And you go, oh yeah, no, that is bad. And all of a sudden I'm a terrorist.
Things can go sideways real quick.
Yeah.
They can. And John, I'm pretty sure you've answered this question multiple times. Sorry, I'm going to swerve here a little bit. But every single time that you've come on, time has passed and maybe your opinion has changed. So if you could give humanity one piece of advice so everyone can be better tomorrow, what would that piece of advice be?
Wow, you put me on the spot with that one, huh? So beyond just work hard and be nice to people.
That's what you said last time.
Well, yeah. Because that, if you take care of that, and many people have trouble with either one or both parts of that equation, if you take care of that, a lot of the rest of this shit will take care of itself. I think my biggest thing right now, because my life is so scattered in working on different clients and different projects and doing so many different things, is I've been working really hard to be more present, to appreciate things as they're happening, be in the moment. So there's a whole school of thought about mindfulness, and it's basically, if you're cleaning a dish, and you are present while you're cleaning a dish, that is a real life beautiful moment. Like if you're cleaning that dish to the fullest extent that you can be, you are doing good work in the universe. And it's hard for me because sometimes I'll be thinking about work when I'm with my kids, and my kids will be being annoying or they're talking in my ear or something, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I just wish you would stop talking for like 5 seconds. But it's like, no, they are trying to express themselves. I owe it to them to be here in this moment with them, because I have no idea once they get older what they're going to remember. And that is huge, because have you ever like told your parents, I don't know what kind of relationship you guys have with your parents. Mine's very good.
Mine's very good.
As well. We're all fortunate for that.
Yeah, very much so. We're all super fortunate for that. But have you ever told them a story from your youth and they go, holy shit, I have no memory of that? And they go, I can't believe you remember that. And you go, well, like apparently it had an imprint on me as a kid. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's just neutral. Like sometimes it's just factual. It's just something that happened. But we don't know what moments are going to land with us and stay with us forever. And so I try and remember that when I'm with my kids, because it's like, man, I don't want them to remember me being a dick or like me sitting there being on my phone while they're trying to tell me some funny story that I've heard like 30 times already. But maybe on that 31st time, it's gonna be different for them, and they're gonna remember that. So as much as I can, I'm trying to be present and try not to be have one foot in one pool, one foot in the other. It's hard.
I love that.
Living in the present, man. I mean, it's easy to get caught up in the day to day. You know, I mean, I don't have kids. I'm single now, and just even being on the move all the time, doing the podcast, doing production, being on the move, doing networking, and just constantly trying to grow. I can't imagine what when you add in that family aspect and having to be there to care for kids and the wife and all that kind of stuff. Like that adds a whole different layer that I've never experienced. Yeah, you know, so I can only imagine.
Dude, people ask a lot because I coach boot camp for new dads. I don't know if you guys knew that too.
I didn't know that.
So boot camp for new dads, this great organization where rookie dads come in, and rookie dads are guys who are expecting somewhere between I've had guys who are like, yeah, my wife's due any day now. Or my wife actually had a child 2 weeks ago, to guys who are like 8 months out, first time dads. And then we bring back veteran dads. And those are guys who have kids anywhere between a month and a year, right? And so they give advice to these rookie dads. It's like, here's what you can expect. Here's advice that I wish I'd heard. Here's what you guys should know. Here's how you can be most helpful. And like me as facilitator and master coach, I teach them some concepts. Like it's like, here's some things to be aware of. Here's some apps you can use, whatever, right? People will ask me, what was harder, going from 0 kids to 1 kid or 1 kid to 2 kids?
Was it 1 to 2?
No.
0 to 1.
Oh, yeah, because that's a wholesale lifestyle change. Yeah. Because when you go from 1 kid to 2 kids, you're already doing all that shit anyway.
That's true.
You're just adding more of it. Like the volume changes, but you're not 180 degrees changing your lifestyle. And so people will ask me, what is the hardest phase of fatherhood too? Okay. You know, they're like, is it terrible twos? Is it when they're 3? Is it, whatever, right? I go, it's the newborn phase. It's the newborn phase for everyone, because you're not sleeping. You're fucked in the head, right? Because you're not sleeping. You're trying to care for this thing that its only mode of communication is crying. For the first 3 months, that's all they can do. They can eat, and they lay there like little broiled chickens. Seriously, they're just like... And so, like, they're not crawling around. They're not doing anything. Yeah. They eat, they shit, they sleep, they cry. That's pretty much it. But somehow that involves more labor than you've ever done in your entire life. So it's an entirely different lifestyle. And so I tell them, I'm like, look, you guys are about to undergo a life change, and it's great, and it's phenomenal, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But it's hard, and you don't have to love every single minute of it, because you'll hear that from old people all the time too, right? Like, oh, you're going to miss this. It's like, yeah, when Grace was 1.5, she had night terrors and used to wake up every single night screaming. Not wake up, but wake us up. And they're not dreaming. It's just something that they do. They just scream in their sleep for, you never know when it starts or when it's going to end. It just happens. I'm not going to fucking miss that. No. What's wrong with you sociopaths? You just can't remember.
Yeah, you're not going to miss that.
No. So I go, it's okay that some of it sucks. But like the parts that you enjoy and the parts that you love the shit out of them. Like be in it and go, okay, this is a real fucking moment. And sometimes for me, that was like 2 a.m. feedings, because I'm alone with my baby in my house, and it's quiet and it's dark. The whole world is asleep, and it's just you and your baby. It's amazing. You don't get that part back. So, like, yeah, those feedings suck, and you're exhausted the next day, and work is really hard.
Yeah.
But if you can be like, holy shit.
Appreciate that moment.
Like, I'm alone in the dark in my house with my child that it has half of my DNA. Fuck, dude. Like, that's a real moment. That's so cool.
That is, man. It's almost like, rather than it's something you have to do, it's something you get to do.
Yo, totally.
Kinda changing
Something
the
you get to
perspective.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, so what sparked this conversation, what you're talking about, is living in the present, is what you had mentioned. And for me, that resonates very deep and echoes at the same time. Because living in the present has helped me really focus back on what's important. I mean, I know the two of you know kind of my journey, and I know the listeners do too. So I don't need to reopen that right now. Everybody's familiar, like, that I'm talking to right now. But being in the present has really, because I've been truly doing this for 7 months. Living in the present, I've almost been sober 2 years. So less than half of that time, I've been actually focused on living in the present. But what's happened within really focusing on the now and respecting the now is undescribable. Yeah. Like, just like I could tell you were getting modern man on me, and I'm totally cool with that. Like, you getting a little emotional talking about this moment, and because it's crucial to who we are as individuals, and I love when emotion shows like that. So I'm not not trying to mention it like
art,
that.
and I don't give a shit. I'm a crier.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too. And so
doesn't bother me.
You and I both modern men, and that's okay. But it's those things, and even me appreciating in that moment when you were saying that, I was living in the present, being like, man, I love how much he loves his daughter. I love how much he respects that moment with his offspring, and like I'm starting to get teary-eyed saying that now. Yeah. But that's living in the present, and living in the present is like, if you're trying to, like, I'll talk to the listeners right now. If you're trying to get over something, you're really working hard on trying to do something different in your life, then you need to focus on the now more than ever. Like, stop looking forward to the future. Stop looking forward to all this other stuff, man, because right now is what's important. Right now is what we have, and that's all we have, right? So that is what I had to, like, encapsulate that because of what you're talking about. And we love having you on the show, man. I mean, every single time we get Jon in here, it's always a great episode, good drinks, good times had. You know we got to schedule you again soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you'll definitely be back. And before we let you go, I got to ask you, what do you think about Ric Flair's final match?
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it?
No.
I saw bits and pieces of it. I didn't watch it live action, but it was pretty epic from what I saw. Our good buddy John Rinke, who we sponsor his race car down in Texas, he was there and kind of like lived through his lenses of what that looked like, and it looked phenomenal.
Yeah, so that was an interesting match because he teamed up with Andrade, and Andrade is married to his daughter, and he fought, who was it, Jeff Jarrett and someone else. I can't remember who it was. But at this point in my life, as a lifelong pro wrestling fan, dating back to 1986, I don't need to watch another Ric Flair match in my life ever again. Like,
that's fair.
I'm happy that he was able to do it, and he was able to go out on his own terms. But for me, the last Ric Flair match I ever watched was when he was retired for, I don't know, the 5th time by Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, where Shawn Michaels is gearing up to end Ric Flair's career, and he looks at him, and Flair's like, hit me, hit me, hit me. And Shawn Michaels, the camera's hard in on his face, and he looks at Flair and he goes, I'm sorry, I love you. And he kicks him in the face, pins him 1, 2, 3. That is the perfect Ric Flair ending for me.
Okay.
That's all I need, right?
Yeah.
Everything after that, I'm not terribly interested in. It's all postscript to me.
Yeah.
I read about it, and I go, okay, that sounded like they did some interesting kind of smoke and mirrors stuff, but what can I say, man? It wasn't for me.
Yeah. I didn't, like I said, I mean, I only saw bits and pieces of it through social media and some of the connections we have to the pro wrestling world, but I know you're a big fan of it, so I want to touch on that for sure. Because I remember watching, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, woo!
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a great character,
Dude, when he finally came to WWF in 1991, I was so thrilled because I'm like, oh, man, this is big time. And he came in, immediately won the title, entered number 3 at the 1992 Royal Rumble, ran the table, and eliminated Sid Justice to win the whole thing. And I go, oh, fuck yeah, that's how you put someone over. Flair, one of the greatest of all time. Got nothing but love for him.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Some
absolutely.
personal problems, but, what are you going to do?
Hey, that guy's drank probably as much beer as I've drank every day for his whole life. So, and he's, 2.5 times my age? Something like that. I think he's like 79, something like that.
Oh, yeah. He's very, very
And
old.
he just did a wrestling match
He did his final match.
at almost 80.
And Rinky was there, yeah.
Wow.
That's why I
That's
kind of brought it
fantastic,
up.
though. I mean, that is fantastic, though.
It's fun. I've kind of been keeping my eye on pro wrestling a little bit again. I got out of it for a while. I was a big Stone Cold guy.
Oh,
that
yeah, I
from-
remember.
From last time. And now I'm just starting to, not that I'm watching it, but I kind of keep an eye out through social media,
Sure.
what's going on. Obviously, Vince McMahon, we saw what happened there. He stepped away finally, which was probably the right time. But from what I'm hearing, Triple H as the guy that's calling the shots now, people are pretty happy with that, the talent management.
Yeah. Vince, I will never not be surprised by elderly men willing to throw away everything over young women.
We paid like $3 million hush money.
No, way more than that.
Was it more?
Oh yeah, no, there were additional ones that came out later.
Yeah,
And you go, dude, seriously? Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, what is it about this? And part of me thinks it's a secrecy and maybe like a little bit of like Bugs Bunny, ain't I a stinker, getting away with this kind of thing. But that was enormously dispiriting to read. The benefit is the product seems to be taking a much more positive turn now under Triple H. And some of that has to do with the competition at AEW. So AEW launched in, 19, something like that, by Tony Khan with Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks. I love that product, and I've been watching that loyally ever since. And in terms of quality, they've largely been waxing WWE. It's been far superior, much more enjoyable to watch. Tide's turning a little bit.
But
And
is there audience supporting that? I mean, is the viewership and
it's typically the number one rated show on cable on Wednesdays.
wow?
So-
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's a great product, man. And I dig it. They just they're dealing with a lot of bullshit right now, but competition is healthy. Competition is good. And it's been really, really cool to see.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out a little bit more. Is that where like Jeff Hardy and those guys, did they go over to AEW?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So like CM Punk was just there. He's in some hot water right now. But like some of the guys who everyone felt like were underutilized in WWE. So like Keith Lee or Malachi Black or like Adam Cole went over there, Kyle O'Reilly, a ton of Chris Jericho's over there.
Okay.
And Chris Jericho's been kind of the flagship. The guy who was Dean Ambrose, his name is Jon Moxley. So Dean Ambrose was part of the Shield, one of the top factions in WWE, and he came over. He's been the flag bearer for them, and he's lived up to his full potential. He's now the flag bearer for AEW. He's phenomenal.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a great product.
I'm going to have to pay a little bit more attention. I only see the clips on social media, like I said. For some reason, all of a sudden, I'm getting all these professional wrestling clips coming into my feed. And I'm like, I'm kind of paying attention to what's going
Yeah.
on. I see all the stuff with Triple H, Vince McMahon, obviously. But, yeah, it's good stuff, man. I always like talking sports, professional wrestling, what have you. But,
Oh, hell yeah.
man, I appreciate you being on the show.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Thanks for bringing me a 24-ounce can. That was
course.
fantastic.
It's what I do.
Solid lad.
As our listeners know, I mean, John is an annual guest.
Yes.
And we can't wait to get you back on again here in the future.
Yeah, about that. I'm not coming back on this show.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm done, man. This is my last appearance on DCPC.
All right.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, man. Come on.
I'm sick of this. I have a great time with you guys.
Okay.
The chemistry that we have, the conversations that we have,
Yeah. Why would you want that to end?
are phenomenal. When I come in here and I sit down, it is the Kevin and Art show, right? And I'm happy for you guys to grind the organ,
Yeah.
and the monkey will dance.
Okay.
That's fine. That's not enough for me. That's not what I want.
All right.
And this Wednesday shit, and when's this coming out? Monday?
This is coming out Monday the 19th.
Okay. Those days of the week, they don't work for me. I think what we need is not the Kevin and Art show.
Okay.
We need the Kevin, Art, and John show.
But we love your energy. I mean,
And we got to pick a better day of the week.
okay.
What's the best day of the week?
I mean, it's got to be Friday.
It's fucking Friday.
Friday.
That's the start of the weekend. That's where you launch. It's Happy Friday, right?
Happy Friday.
People always wish you a happy Friday, right?
Yes.
It's a happy Friday. So here's what we're gonna fucking do. We are gonna start a show together,
Yeah?
and we're gonna call it Happy Friday
Let's go.
with Kevin, Arthur, and John right here.
Yes.
Let's go.
And we're gonna do it on Mile High Life. So fucking
Let's
Mile
go.
High Life is the best upcoming podcast network. Right here. Yeah, get that camera on me. Mile High Life is where the best pods are. Molly Smith did that age well. Let's get drunk and talk about your wedding. Left hand, right brain, and now Happy fucking Friday.
Yes.
It's Denver focused. Every single Friday, the three of us are gonna put it together, and we're gonna celebrate, and we're gonna do it right now. So,
We're celebrating, baby.
so Avi Bulow introduced us all to Eagle Rare. And let's talk about Happy Friday.
All right. Do you have glasses in there too?
I got chilled glasses, motherfucker.
This son of a bitch.
This is going to be one hell of a happy Friday, my friends.
No, honestly, we're super excited about this, man. Oh, God. To premiere this finally. All right, because
Oh, dude, we've been working on this.
we've been teasing this for a minute, and I love playing stupid with you there for a minute, too.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of stagecraft.
But
Forgive
we're-
us for...
That was
We're
good.
going for this.
Happy Friday is about to take over Denver, Colorado, guys. When you tune into Mile High Life, you listen to Jon Ekstrom, Arthur Raw, and Kevin Batstone. It's going to be a blast, guys. We're going to have so much fun. Couldn't be more excited to be around two of the greatest guys I've ever met. This is going to be fantastic.
So
Yes.
we're going to talk about cool shit going on around Denver. We're going to talk about fun stuff we found on the internet. We're going to get in some playful arguments. We're going to get it fucking going. This is going to be the best show in Denver, and it's the way to kick off your fucking weekend.
Yes, and I was about to steal that, too. Let's kick off the weekend right. You know, with
Cheers.
Happy Friday coming out at 5280. Let's go.
You don't need to shoot that because this is really, really good
This
whiskey.
is that sip
Good
of
whiskey.
sippa.
Yeah, it's good
No,
whiskey.
but so, like, I have to talk about this a little bit, about the dynamic, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And all the listeners know how much we love and respect what you do and how you do it. When John came to us and you were kind of teasing, like, hey, I'd like to work with you guys and this and that.
Oh, we've been batting it around for a while.
It's been a long time coming, and to have put down this groundwork, and I'm going to put it out here right out front, we got to give John massive credit. You know, what was the idea machine behind this, and just like how Kevin birthed the baby of Discussion Combustion, and I took it on as my own child, and I adopted it. I'm adopting Happy Friday Denver, and this is going to be something that's way different than what Discussion Combustion is. That's
Yep.
way different than John of All Trades is.
Fuck yeah, it is.
And it's going to be something that is going to be a positive pillar to help people's days out. Like, we want to drop it earlier as we can on Fridays, and just have something that's fun, that is where it's okay to relax.
It's
You
good
can- You
vibes.
can calm down.
It's laughs. It's like, it's cool shit going on, dude. Like, and so every time we get together, it's like we got to find a project to working on together, right? And so finally, it came together. And I'm like, no, I'm stealing this concept from an old website I did. That was all text.
Yeah.
But I'm like, fellas, what do you think about this? So we did it. We brought it to Mile High Life. They like, hell yeah.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it. And here's the thing. It drops this Friday, September 23rd.
Yes.
So you can find it. Follow us on social media. It's Happy Friday Den. That's on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So make sure you like it. It's on Mile High Life. It'll be on podcatchers everywhere. You're going to fucking love it. It's amazing.
Yes. Yes.
It's going to be one hell of a journey, gentlemen.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't have chosen two better guys to be a part of this with, man. This was destined to come to fruition.
Hell yeah.
And Mile High Life, shout out to Nate Lundy and Jeff Morton and those guys over there.
You bet.
This is going to be one hell of a ride, man. I'm super stoked.
Yeah. We could not be more thrilled to work with better people all the way around. We are launching this. It's going to be great for Denver. It's going to be great for us. We cannot wait to bring it to you. Cheers, fellas. Let's end
Cheers.
on that note.
Absolutely.
Cheers. And on that note, everybody, be good to yourselves. You know you deserve it.
Hell yeah.